Ahoy, how's it going? Finally gotten back to the Heng long truck. Last time I was working on this, you saw I painted it up, so it's all nice and shiny and dusty. Yep, it's all ready to go back together. Painted the cab in front yellow, painted the chassis rails and all the rest of it black. Exhausts are a nice metallic grey colour. Now what you will see today is pure unscripted guesswork, because it's been such a while ago since I took this apart that I, for the life of me, can't remember how it goes back together again. But it is quite simple, so I'm sure I'll figure it out on the way. We might as well just get cracking on with it. I've got all these screws, well, I think most of the screws sitting in this battery tray. I don't know where I'm going to put the remaining screws once I need to use that battery tray, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. One thing I noticed is there's black screws and silver screws, and I thought the silver screws were just bigger than the blacks. It looks like there's varying size of black screws as well, so unless they're just varying quality and mould, because this thing wasn't exactly well made in the first place. However, it won't stop us getting on with it. What I'm going to do is assemble the back end first. See, this is the rear bumper, etc. on this one. I painted these over because these were painted red to look like rear lights, but I'm going to put LEDs through that anyway, so that's cool. It's just a case of wait a minute, no, just remembered something, because if you put that, screw that through there, you're going to have to, does that, yeah, you've got to screw through these spring hangers. Yeah, that way, yeah, that's the way. So the hangers, yeah, that's how it works, they hang like that. So this one, screw's not wanting to bite. I wonder if this is the wrong screw. I really don't know. I thought they were all the same thread though. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, looks about right. And then, yeah, the spring hangs. Okay, yeah, alright, that's fine. Good start, good start. We're on a roll already. Other side, I suppose. So see the gearbox mount, you've got the 2 screws here, the 4 here. So I think the 2 screws were towards the front. So I need to just use the same, the chassis rails correspond to that, so it'll be that way around. Okay, number plate hanger, anything? Not number plate hanger, that's on a motorcycle. Leaf spring hanger, that's a different shape. Use this one? I think yes. Right, so they're not, okay. I figured out they're not mirrored. They're just absolutely identical, each one's identical. So on that side they'll be facing with this tab forward, and that side will be facing backwards. There's nothing you can do about that. Alright, fair enough. Because the other ones are for where these ones without the tab are for when the leaf springs get screwed down from the top. So this way. I should have really reassembled it quite quickly after stripping it all so I could remember how it's done. But I was so caught up doing that TL01 series, I wanted to do that first. That this is what's happened. So fine, we'll make the best of it. Okay. Right, screw please. Damn it. Okay. Now if I find out later on that there is a different way of mounting you know, switching these around or whatever, then I'm going to have to take this apart again. But there's no other obvious way of looking at it at the moment. Okay, so that's the rear axle hangers, I suppose you'd call them. Now these ones, do they... Oh yeah, that's this part. I remember this part. This part, this sort of dumbbell shaped thing here, sits, the next screws along like that, and then these ones hook into that. Yes, that's right. And then you can hang the axle like that. Good. Okay. Perfect. Let's hook the springs through it first, like that. And then that should pop in. Pop in, you thing, you. It's going to fight me a little bit. That's fine. There we go. And then this side. There we go. Okay. See, that was, I remember that being squint. That one there, the little cross member is completely, I don't know if it's focusing, that's completely squint across there. Which is why it's sat a bit squint on the... It's like the drill holes are slightly different on each rail maybe. See if I can compensate for it just a little. No, not really. See, that's the holes lined up and it's complete squint. We'll see what we can do once it's all assembled. Might be able to sort of rejig it a little bit with, you know, slacking off some screws, tightening up others, try to pull it to one side, etc. You never know. It's possible. It's possible. And obviously, as we're doing this, we'll get to a point where we have to start installing the electronics, and the whole purpose of that's not even fit properly. Hold on. There we go. The whole purpose of it was to turn this into a hobby grade truck using hobby grade electronics. That's obviously what we'll have to do all along the way. Not sure the fit and finish of this thing could be correctly considered hobby grade. See, that's the axle sitting slightly squint because of that. It's not bad actually. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just this cross member a little bit. These springs feel really tight and without much movement in them, but I think I can slacken it off in the mounting points at this point to give it a little bit more movement, because it helps a little bit. Don't want the leaf springs to be too stiff. They are quite stiff. Gives the truck a lot of bounce. I ran it on the first time I got this truck and I did have a little bit of bounce. Right, okay. Next part along is the gearbox, which obviously slots into the drive shaft here. It's gonna get more and more difficult to... Oh, can I just slide it along? So there we go. One more, there we go. Don't need to attach the drive shaft there. Right there, okay. Okay, yep. Now, are these bigger ones? Don't know. I'm going to use all the black screws first because the, you know, I've painted it all black and nice. I don't really want, if I can avoid it, I don't really want bright silver screws sticking out, standing out against the black chassis and all the rest of it. So, you know, at one point I'll inevitably have to use them, unless the silver screws were part of the steering mechanism. The original steering mechanism used a motor just like the drive motor, same size, same type, and it was it was a non-proportional steering system. So it was either on or off. There was no progressiveness to it at all. But anyway, that steering system was all assembled with cogs and all the rest of it, and that motor was driving it all. And I'm hoping the silver screws came from that, so I don't need to use them. But this black screw's got no flange in it at all, so that won't work. You need one with a flange in it. There we go. I actually don't think they're supposed to have flanges. I think it's the inconsistency of the molds, because you can see that it's all over the place. It's not even doesn't look like they've done, oh, okay, this is going to be a screw with a flange. What they've done is, this is the screws we've cut. By sheer coincidence, this one has a bit of a flange, the other one doesn't. It's not a round flange, it's kind of an oval flange. Some of them have a sort of 50 pence coin shaped flange, but you know, it'll do the job. It'll do the job. Thankfully, all the screws, the silver ones and the black ones, have all got the same thread on them, so I can use them in multiple places. As long as it's long enough to screw to bite, which they are. Plenty of thread going through it and out the other side. Yep. Okay. Now some of these might need to get removed and reapplied elsewhere for things like these fuel tanks and the way that the truck bed mounts and everything. I don't know if they mount along here or whatever, but I'll probably need to sort of backtrack a little bit when I get to certain points. But in the meantime, let's just press on. Wait a minute. What? Oh! Yeah. What? Okay, Mike's done a mistake already. With all the talking I got distracted. That chassis rail needs to be rotated that way, because look, there's no screw hole there. Unfortunately, in the process of screwing and unscrewing, it has just stripped the lacquer and paint off the chassis rails. So yeah, that's not great. That's not great. Never mind. It's my fault. I should have paid more attention. So this one needs to be that way around. Because, yeah, that's better. I did say there was going to be some backtracking. Did I not say there was going to be some backtracking? I did say there was going to be some backtracking as a result of me being a complete and utter melon. But apart from that, you know, I did say there was backtracking. Right. I'm not entirely sure what's next, because there's, let me see, there's 4 more screw holes. This mounts onto the top, I believe. So yeah, that's it doesn't go on yet. And I think I will need to, you can see there's like slides there, or I'll have to mount it somewhere along here using the screws on the chassis, I believe. But what is it? What's next? Is it this? No. Oh no, more screws. Oh no, another screw. It's not that. It's not the battery tray. No, it's not. Am I missing some sort of chassis rail across? I wonder. It might be. Yes, the what was the mount? Well, I suppose I'll repurpose this part anyway. This was the mount for the steering, and there was all these cogs and everything on it. It's like basically another gearbox in here. But there is the 2. Yeah, that lines up perfectly. So that'll need to go in with the servo mounted in here through here, and slide that in. There we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Like that. Okay. And now, if this is correct, this should line up quite fine with the drive shaft in here in terms of length. Yeah, that looks about right. That does look good, doesn't it? Okay. So here's where we use the different shaped hangers. So the ones with the tabs on them, literally these 2, just hang the leaf springs on this end. That's all they do, is they just hang. These ones have got screws down the top of them for to screw through the leaf spring, hold them in place. But either way, they go through this piece here. Okay. You go through there, basically. That mounts up through there. There's a hole there for this tab, this tab to go through. So, will it, can I just push it in? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. That's on the screw hole. Yeah. And this one. Again. Push that through. Actually, do the springs? No, the springs use black ones as well. I don't know where these silver screws go, but the springs are using the black screws as well, so fine. Now, one of the original, they came with spare leaf springs on this box. One of the original leaf springs broke. It was actually broken actually two of them were broken in the box. No, just the one. Just one of them was broken in the box. And I just found out the end was missing off it. And when I removed all this tab here with the screw hole, the end of the leaf spring was missing. I wondered where it's went. I found it. It's actually attached to the bottom of this plastic thing. So I need to prise that off with a flat head. That's the bit of broken leaf spring. Right, go in the bin. And this one's sitting squint, but I'm hoping if I screw it down it'll start to draw itself straight. Yeah, it should. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then this one. That's the front hangers. The rear hangers. Sorry, that's the rear. I'm getting confused because the on the back axle, the ones that just hang without screwed in are on the rear, but on the front axle they're right at the front. Okay. I'm thinking the bumper used to slide into these rails. Maybe not. I can't remember. I just can't remember. I mean, it's not, like I say, it's not a complicated piece of kit. I mean, it doesn't make as much logical sense. Well, actually, no, it does. I was going to say it doesn't make as much logical sense as a proper, well thought out, well designed race chassis or whatever. But it does, because, you know, it's like a very sort of simplified jigsaw puzzle compared to them. So yeah, it does. It makes sense. It's just not brilliantly designed, that's all. But that's fine. I mean, everything, if you do it one step at a time, it should be relatively simple to work out. So what I'm going to do is just attach this drive shaft in there, and then I wonder if I can get these ones to hang first before screwing the other ones in. I think I probably could without snapping them. That's the big question. So they're not very strong. There's that one. Right, okay, so they're hanging. That's the leaf springs hanging. Put that back in there, it's falling out. Now if I screw this down, that should then just keep the axle nice in place. Okay, so that's the front axle on, back axle on. Seems about right. You can, I can't make them hang on. I was going to say that's got a bit of an upward twist towards the front, but you can change the height of the hangers here. There's two slots. There's a slot in the, I don't know if you can see that, there's a slot on the top, but if I slot that higher it's going to just twist even more in that direction. So if you use the bottom setting for both of these, seems to be right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, no problem. And what I'll do now is just put the wheels on it, I think, just to set it properly. Wheels look good in black. Yeah. What I don't like about this, I mean, there's a few things that isn't good about this truck, but I don't like the wheels that are held on by screws. Much prefer wheel nuts, but anyway, that's how it is. And of course the screw will do a very good job of, as it's going, because it's got inconsistent flange, it's not completely round, it'll wobble around there as it's going in. As predicted, what it's doing is it's tearing off the lovely lacquer and paint I applied. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Slop, slop, slop. Right, stop going. You don't need to go about handling this one, Mike. There's no handling here at all. It's a rock crawler, scale crawler thing, and handling doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if there's a million miles of slop in the steering, okay? Okay, right. Stop being fussy. Yeah, looks alright. Actually, it looks like a. It's funny that. Oh, screw. Got it here. It's funny that actually it looks like. For some reason, it looks like a quite an accomplished wee chassis when it's sitting there with the wheels and tyres on it. It looks okay. I mean, it's not okay. It's terrible. But I mean, no. It's brilliant. You should watch this channel and watch this build because it's a brilliant truck. But yeah, it looks alright. Okay, I'm fairly confident at this point. At this point, I've done it all correct. Like I say, it's all guesswork, but I'm fairly confident by this point. It looks proper. It looks fine. It looks like I've done the right thing. Next time, what I need to do is start inputting the electronics, and I think I know that. Let me just get the servo. Yeah, so here's the little servo I got. A little e-tronic servo. Quite powerful for its size. That's got 2.5 kilograms of shifting power. I mean, look at it. That's not bad. That'll sit in here. Yeah, it'll sit in that tray there. I wonder if I'll need to take away any material. I'm not entirely sure I will. I thought I might have to, but it depends on where it all sits. And maybe a little bit. I'll work that out. Work out how it goes. Anyway, what we'll do is next time we'll crack on with some of the electronics and start building it up. Once the electronics are in, and I'll obviously need to modify this battery tray because the lipo is longer, so it'll come out the back a little bit. Then we can reassemble the bodywork and everything, and it shouldn't take too long, maybe another couple of episodes. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and we'll get on with this next time. Right, take care of yourselves, we'll see you later. Cheers!